The Río Tinto mining basin is located in the province of Huelva in Andalusia, Spain, in the southwest of the Iberian Peninsula. These lands belong to the South Portuguese geological unit formed between the Devonian and Carboniferous, in which, with a length of 230 kilometers and 45 kilometers in wide, extends from the Guadalquivir Valley to Portugal. Its materials are heterogeneous, appearing silicous, volcanic, and desertal rocks, sulfur and manganese, which give the rise to Iberian Pirite Belt, rich in polymetallic compounds. The Roman period, the 1st and the 5th century, Anno Domini, and the British period with the Rio Tinto Company Limited from 1873 to 1954 are the two most prominent historical periods for exploitation and heritage of the mine, in which the mines would achieve international fame. Mining specialization led to a deep crisis from the 1950s onwards. In 1986, the copper line was closed because the profitability was below break-even, and the Gosen line of gold and silver continued. The activity of the mine ceased in 2001. Since 2015, mining activity has restarted due to the rise of copper profitability, with an activity that is expected to continue for the next 3 decades on one of the largest copper masses in the world. Exploitation has left a mining industrial landscape in which the different mineralization emerges on the slopes of the cuttings and open pits mining, the underground galleries, the dams, and the slag heaps, the railway network, machinery, industrial constructions, among others, a humanized landscape with an immense heritage. In 1984, the company Rio Tinto Minera created the first Department of Historical Heritage in Spain. In 1987, in the midst of the mining crisis, Rio Tinto Minera created the foundation of Rio Tinto for the Study of Mining and Metallurgy, a private non-profit charitable teaching culture foundation where the key objectives were the conservation and restoration of the historical heritage generated by 5 millennia of mining and its subsequent use for tourism. It is endowed with the liabilities of the mine, an important archaeological, industrial, documentary, and bibliographic heritage which since then has been recovering, restoring, rehabilitating, and adding value. The Rio Tinto Foundation has become, since its creation, a dynamic agent in the region capable of echoing the rural development policies of the European Union and benefiting from them for the use and the enhancement of heritage. The category and importance of the heritage managed by the Rio Tinto Foundation have been endorsed with the Declaration of the Asset of Cultural Interest, the Category of Heritage Zone Decree in 2012. As an instrument for tourism, the Rio Tinto Mining Park was created, which groups together different tourism initiatives. The Mining Museum was created in 1992 in the old mining hospital. It has 17 rooms which tell the history of mining in the region from prehistory to the end of the activity. Since 2001, the visit incorporated a reproduction of a Roman mine with an outstanding historical character. The Mining Tourist Railway opened in 1994. Its route has been lengthened to reach 22 kilometers for round trip, and it is important as the backbone of the activity in the region. House number 21 in Bay Vista neighborhood was opened to the public in 2005. It is one of the houses, a Victorian architectural complex where the British staff of the company lived. Corte de Pena de Hierro can be visited since 2004. This open-pit mine is an important attraction which adds to the recovery of the Santa Maria Tunnel. In 2010, Corte de Pena de Hierro was declared a natural monument under the title Montera de Gozan, and since 2016, the Visitors Reception Center has been open to the public. Corte Antella is the largest open-pit mine in Europe. It was open to visitors between 1992 and 2004, and it has been reincorporated into the mining park in 2021. The mining landscape has been the motivation for the recording of national and international film, series, and advertising spots. The protected landscape of Rio Tinto since 2005 was also declared the Asset of Cultural Interest in 2012. This is an area comprising the upper and middle sections of the river and its surroundings. One of the fundamental elements for the international knowledge of the destination has been the Project Marte, Mars Analog Rio Tinto experiment from NASA and the National Center for Astrobiology in 2003. Based on this, a new product has been designed and is being developed for the mining park, Mars on Earth. The mining park Rio Tinto, a self-financing establishment, is currently a music and interpretive complex of the first magnitude with almost 100,000 visitors in 2019 and with a continued growth until the current specific circumstances. Despite the implementation of these initiatives, it does not correspond to a growth in the accommodation, catering, or service companies offer. There are currently 24 accommodations with 354 beds in total. Nonetheless, only 2 of them with more than 50 beds each. The remaining accommodation represents the predominance of rural houses. On the other hand, the only open tourist information center is in the mining park, and there are no other tourist service companies in the area. From the point of view of patrimonial management and its enhancement, the role of the Rio Tinto Foundation is fundamental as it expands the cooperation relations with public, both regional and municipal administration, although there are times relationship competition from people, not institutions, and little planning outside the foundation. The Rio Tinto Foundation has presented more than 500 projects to different administrations. The recovery of movable and immovable heritage has been carried out by training and employment projects, including school workshop and trade houses, training more than 7,000 people. In the case of Rio Tinto Foundation, the direct employment generated is between 32 and 38 workers, mostly with the university and professional qualifications. However, employment in accommodation and restaurant companies is scarce mainly. The restart of mining activity by the Antalya mining represents a change of scenery. It once again invigorates the region economically. A continuous change of the landscape, both changing and ephemeral, leads to emergency patrimonial interventions and the selection of the heritage to be conserved. The collaboration with the Foundation is important and may have a positive impact on conservation. The main results of this research show that A. There are challenges of oversizing assets that make it difficult to fully value them. B. The role of Rio Tinto Foundation is fundamental in the process of patrimonialization and the value for tourism, with the creation of complementary products in the packages that allow overcoming the so-called rubber traffic tourism. C. Tourist attractions have been generated, yet business dynamics are scarce. D. The relations of cooperation and competition between stakeholders influence the processes and the existence of a single strategy. E. There is a change of scenery due to the reactivation of the mining activity. F. Finally, overall, the influence of the processes on local development is very limited in terms of business or jobs creation. Even though progress has been made in the qualification of human resources, they remain linked to the processes and therefore do not generate an entrepreneurship culture.